All right, I am going to talk about all three 100% cabs that are coming out of our estate vineyard for the 2021 vintage. So really the story here is that our estate cab, not the clonal designated cab, is coming out of the original 2008 planting. The same blocks and same clones that we've used for this wine since we first started making it in 2012. And then a few years ago, we started making some bottlings out of the newer planting at our estate. And we went with 412 and 169, the same clones that we've worked with from the very beginning. So really another story here is the clone of Cabernet that we're using. In short, what a clone means for different varietals that we work with is that they're natural genetic mutations that happen in the vineyard. So someone who's growing grapes might notice that one of their plants is acting a little differently. It might be ripening later, the canopy looks a little different, the clusters look different. So what they can do is take off a little clipping of their plant, take it into a nursery or some sort of other laboratory, get it looked at, and then a governing body will deem that that clone of Cabernet is different enough to be classified and propagated and sold separately. So when you go to a nursery and you ask for Cabernet Sauvignon, they're going to give you a list of all these different clones of Cabernet that you can have planted. So typically in Washington State, we've worked with a lot of Clone 8 Cabernet. If you drink wine in Washington that came from like 20 to 30 years ago, chances are that was Clone 8 Cabernet. It grows really well. It has nice classic Washington, like red fruit characteristics. It's really hardy. We use a little bit of that at the estate, but for the estate cab, this is clones 2 and 6, and then we have 412 and 169. So comparing these to each other, they're all delicious wines. They're all going to age super well, but in the 2021 vintage, these are all pretty open and wines that I think you can drink a little sooner than later. The estate cab is always kind of displayed this nice elegance and richness to it, polished tannins, really like dark fruit tones. Just one of my favorite wines, and I think it gets better and better every year. The 412 and 169, these are some of the most popular wines when we were doing our tastings for our club members these past couple weeks. We purposely chose to bottle these two wines on their own. So to kind of showcase that these vines were planted essentially on the same day in 2015 in blocks that are 10 yards away from each other. 412 is a little more New World in style, bright red fruit tones, kind of displays a little more of the richness of the estate cab, but it's a little lighter on its feet. Is a wine that is just super delicious and fun to drink and shows really well while it's young, typically. And then our 169 is the opposite of the 412. It's really dark, dense fruit tones, more of like a chewy tannin structure, classic dusty red mountain style tannins, and it's just kind of a beast. So if you like that bigger tannic style cab and you want a wine that's going to age a super long time, the Clone 169 is for you. All equally delicious. I would honestly just get them all so you can have your own little mini clonal Cabernet tasting. Cheers.